Jim, last week we started this conversation and we talked about sexual harassment or hassling and where that comes from in a male space and how women respond to that. So today I want to kind of continue that conversation. And one of the I've been teaching female classes for years, and one of the biggest things I've noticed is that male energy, when it hits a female body, affects the body, and the longer that energy is pounded away at her, disease happens or off balance happens. And there's a couple places where this energy lands that I've watched, and one of the places is in their female creative energy center, and that's the uterus. And I've watched a pattern with women over the years where if enough of that invalidation is thrown at them, they have uterus problems, they have ovary problems.
Breast cancers.
Breasts are another place that unsolicited, off-balance, male, harsh energy hits their body, and unconsciously, the men don't know they're doing it, and the women don't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
Until it just snowballs and gets bigger and bigger, and then they have a physical response to that.
Yeah.
So the key is to catch it, be aware enough to catch it before it gets to that place.
Yeah. Yeah, you watch this, and so let's talk about a little bit of how that impacts a woman. So one of those kind of unconscious male responses when they see an attractive woman, or a woman, it doesn't even have to be, it's just this if X then Y. And a lot of times they don't say hello to your eyes, they say hello right to the breasts. And a woman knows that feeling. It's like, get away.
Yeah.
It's this really yucky feeling. Well, it's that feeling, that the male energy hitting that space, that is the response. Now, let's kind of put it in this context. If you basically, a male body and a female body are identical with the exception of the reproduction structure. And that reproduction structure in a woman is an amazing creation. So in a woman's space, in order to make that baby come from a thought, let's say they have about 140 points of energy. In a male body, they only have about 40 points of energy. So this tremendous necessity for an energy conductor is built into the female body. And so when that body every month begins to go into a cycle of cleansing, one of the things it's cleansing is that male energy and other energy attention points. It's fascinating. Over the years we've dealt with this. So a woman starts into that cycle, her period, and the body starts to speed up, and it's as if that female energy begins to run through the cycle, cleansing itself. When you've got male energy sitting there, it's much duller, it's slower. It's like having an old Volkswagen sitting on a racing track of Ferraris. But when that cycle starts to rev up, and a lot of times that Ferrari runs right into that little old Volkswagen, this is where women's cramps come from. That's a cramp. And so the process of beginning to recognize that male energy real early on in a young teenager would be extremely valuable. And just simply cleaning it out as male energy, not as good or bad, but that process of grounding it and cleaning out. You talk about this in your classes. But there's another part too, I want to hear your comment, is in that male control, dominance, women lesser type of third dimensional mentality, there is an unconsciousness of a woman drawing back. So where that female energy actually seeks out freedom, seeks out flow and movement and the curves and the swirls of what female energy is all about versus the straight lines of masculine energy, it's that place where words like shame, guilt, blame, they register in that uterus, in that reproductive system. And you've had that experience with women.
And one of the things I noticed that as they start clearing that out, not from a, I hate this stuff, I got to get it out of me, but from a very neutral place, their bodies change. There's a level of ease. There was this one woman who started doing that. There's a certain way to clear out that energy from the uterus and the whole body, that unsolicited, invalidation type of energy. What she realized in the middle of a class, she got up and she left. And I checked in with her afterwards, and she said, I haven't had my period for 3 months. I just started my period. Because finally, her body got to that place of ease, and she could relax and release.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful.
Yeah. And a lot of times, in particular, why we're doing this is a hello. This is meant to be, there's nothing wrong with you. There is this energy that doesn't belong to you, that when understood and not reactionarily understood with some real simple tools, but basically just the hello, you can start to clean a lot of this out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when it sits there in the uterus or the breasts, it becomes dysfunction. It becomes cancers in some cases. And it's not that hard to clear this out, but it does require, I believe, a sense of recognizing it and then simply stepping up, that seniority, that sense of, I can deal with this from a non-reactionary state. But freedom in a female energy cycle, energy body, energy experience is absolutely essential. And it's when that freedom in that 140 points of energy is not moving, that level of sluggishness and I'm not okay and there's something better, but I don't know where it is. And that's the piece that we're really interested in. So it just, as a matter, on the Mastering Alchemy website, that female class is in the store. It's a workshop that might be very helpful for people to go and play in.
One of the things I've noticed also as women start recognizing and taking back their personal power, sometimes there's a reaction. They start noticing in the world around them where there was that imbalance, where they gave their seniority away. And what's really important is not to push against that, not to suddenly dislike all the men in your life.
Right.
Because it's really about you. It's not about them.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like we said last week, that duality, that right and wrong, good and bad type of aspect is one game. And if we take this side or you take that side, you're in the game.
Right.
So the real key to this is, and this is why we emphasize these energetic feelings in the body of words like certain and senior and gracious. Be those words. And as you basically be that, the reactionary nature of duality is really somewhat neutralized, and you have far more choices than pushing against or being suppressed.
And you have a unified field.
And you have this unified field of energy that allows the masculine to begin to heal itself. And that's what these 3 waves of energy that are coming into the planet right now are really all about. So, very exciting opportunity and very exciting times.
Great time to have a body.
It is.